my YouTube channel, Traveled and Balanced. My name is Kim, and I'm going to be teaching an upper body yoga routine today. We're just going to need a strap, but feel free to grab a belt or a towel if you do not have a strap at home. When you're ready, we're just going to come into a seated position to start a little bit of a centering before class. When you're ready, come in to close your eyes and take a moment to place your hands where it feels comfortable. That can be on your thighs, or you can have them rest in your lap. Take a moment to get any last fidgeting out of the way. And start to let yourself find a little bit more stillness here. Just letting yourself listen to the breath, not changing anything. Noticing if it's shallow or if it's deep. Just lengthening up through the crown of the head. Notice if you're leaning forward or leaning back a little bit. Just try to bring these shoulders right above the hips. Feel the sit bones plugging down. Letting yourself start to arrive. Staying here with the breath. We'll take another moment here. Keeping the eyes closed, we're just going to take the right hand off to the side. The fingertips are going to top press into your mat. Left hand's going to come over the side of the head on the right side, right above the ear. Start to bring your left ear towards the left shoulder. Good, very gentle here. Try not to force it to come that way. Just let it be very, very mindful. Breathe through the whole right side of the neck. Feel the stretch. And slowly come back through center, switching over to the other side. Left hand just going to come on the ground, off to the side. Right hand's going to come overhead. Bring it above the left ear. Start to bring the right ear towards the right shoulder. Notice how this side feels compared to the other side. Take a last breath here. Good. Coming back through center, release the pose. Begin to open the eyes. Coming into a seated twist. Left hand on the right knee. Right hand's close to the back body. Plug the right hand down. Inhale, lengthen up through your spine. The gaze is going to come over the right shoulder. Noticing opening up through the upper front body here. Twisting through the navel. Good, last breath here. The exhale, keep your body twisted. Just take your gaze over to the left shoulder. So you're going to gaze out right in front. Good, slowly come back to center. We'll switch over to the other side. Left hand's close to the back body. Plug the hand down, inhale, lengthen up. The exhale, twist, gazing over the left shoulder with your right eye. Feel your sit bones rooting down. Good. Each exhale takes you a little bit deeper in your twist. Okay, keep your body the way it is. Just take the gaze over to the right shoulder, gazing out in front. Stretch the other side of the neck. Good. Slowly come back to center. We're going to come into a tabletop position. And then once you're in your tabletop position, just come to lay on your stomach. We're going to come into Sphinx pose. So once you lay here, bring the elbows underneath your shoulders, and the forearms will be about shoulder width, palms on the ground, and then the fingers will spread wide. Okay, so setting up the feet now. Feet about hip width here. Toes are going to point straight behind you, but the tops of the feet will press down. And then start to gaze forward. Press the forearms down, start to lift up with your chest. Be mindful of the lower back. Any issues there, just come out of your pose. Feel free to come into your cobra instead. Good, lengthen up through your spine. Take another deep breath in. The exhale, come all the way back down. Okay, keep the feet the way they are. Take your fingertips wider than your mat here. Tent the fingertips, elbows are gonna point here. We're gonna come into cobra pulses. So inhale, lift your heart, lift your gaze forward. And the exhale returns you back down. Inhale, gaze over the right shoulder, gaze towards the back of your mat. Exhale to release. Inhale, gazes over the left shoulder. And the exhale releases. We're gonna do that again. Inhale, lift with your heart, gazes forward. Exhale, release. Inhale, gaze over the right shoulder. And exhale to release. Inhale over the left shoulder. Good, the exhale releases. Just stack your arms at the top of your mat. Take your forehead over your chin there. Bend both knees. So the feet are gonna rise and just rock back and forth with the legs, just releasing the lower back here and the hips. Good, slowly return the legs back down. Hands underneath your shoulders, come into your tabletop position. And we're gonna come into our first downward facing dog. So knees underneath your hips, toes are gonna tuck. Walk your hands out a couple of inches so you can spread your fingers wide and plug the fingertips down. Then send your hips back, make an upside down V with your body. Feet about hip width here or a little bit wider, and then start to pedal out the feet. So you're gonna bend into one knee, keep the opposite leg straight, and then switching sides. Good, gentle bend into the elbows, just so that they're not locking out here. And then still plugging into the fingertips, just so that all the weight's not dumping into the wrists. Take another deep breath in, and a deep breath out. Good, right heel's gonna reach to the ceiling. Bring the right knee in toward your chest, round your spine, and then step your foot through. Right toes point towards the front of your mat, and left heel is gonna drop, so the left toes are pointing towards the side of your mat. Walk your right foot over just a little bit. Keep your strap nearby, we'll use it in just a moment. And then bend into your front knee right above the ankle or slightly behind. Take your hands up. Shoulders stack over the hips. Good. Draw the navel in, and then notice that the ribs here are pointing towards the hips. Just that the ribs aren't jutting out, they're coming towards the hips. Good, take 2 more breaths. Okay, so bring your hands to the ground. We're gonna grab the strap here. Feel free to walk your foot about an inch closer in. And when you rise, we're gonna take the strap here on the lower back. Take the hands about shoulder width. Inhale, lengthen up through your spine. At the same time, the strap's gonna come towards the back leg. Lift your chest, inhale. Rebend to the front knee. Exhale, come into your humble warrior. So you're gonna fold at your hips. Chest is gonna come forward. So you're gonna float here towards the right leg. Gazing towards the top of the mat, just so that you can keep a neutral spine and neck. Okay, so hands here, you can keep them on the back, or you can bring them up so that the hands will lift above the shoulders. It's up to you, whichever feels better. Take another deep breath in. Good, slowly rise. Bring the strap off to the side. Hands come to your mat, step back to downward facing dog. Pedal out those feet. Shake the hips side to side. Good, take another deep breath in and a deep breath out. Left heel reaches to the ceiling. Bring the left knee toward your chest, round the spine, pause, and then step your foot through. Warrior 1 on this side, take your time. Set up the right heel at an angle, right toes point towards the side of your mat. Walk your left foot over. Bend into your front knee right above the ankle or slightly behind. And stack the shoulders over the hips. Draw the navel in. Feel the whole outside of the right side body here. Shoulder, the hip, it's spinning towards the front of the mat so that both hip points are facing towards the front. Good. Rebend to the front knee. Take one last breath. Okay, hands come to your mat. Grab the strap here. Bring it towards the back behind. Take the hands shoulder width. Inhale, lengthen up with your spine, lift with your chest. And the exhale, fold the hips. Still feeling that left hip pointing back and feeling the right hip pointing towards the front of your mat. Wherever you are, take another deep breath in. The exhale slowly releases you, come back up. Good. Bring the strap up to the side, hands to your mat, step back to downward facing dog. Good, press the mat away, lift your hips a little higher. Feel the ribs coming toward the thighs. Take 2 more breaths, let the head hang heavy. Bend your knees a lot, gaze to the top of the mat, walk very slowly, come into your forward fold. Let the arms hang heavy, feet can walk a little bit wider if that feels good. Keep the tailbone lifted here. Rock back and forth on the heels to the ball mounds. Good, inhale, half of it. Slide your hands up your shins, gaze is out in front of you, lift with your chest. Then exhale, forward fold. Again, inhale, lift the chest, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. This time, inhale, rises all the way. Take the hands above, gentle bend to the knees. The exhale, hands come in towards prayer. Good, so now we're going to come to release the arms by the sides. We're going to grab the strap again. And coming to the top of your mat, I'm just going to face towards you. We're going to come into a side body stretch. And then taking the strap here, fold it in half. Okay, taking the hands above head, take your feet about hip width, have the toes point towards the front. Inhale, lengthen through your spine. And the exhale, come on over to your right side. Feel the right hand reaching away from you, left hand overhead. Breathing through that whole left side body. Try to see if you can breathe in between each rib. Good, come on over to the other side. Inhale, lengthen up. Good, over to the right. Good, as you come back to center. Exhale, releases the hands. Good, take the strap back to the top of your mat. Bring your hands in towards prayer. Take a deep breath in. Deep breath out. Inhale, rises all the way. And the exhale, forward fold. Hinge at the hips. Let the head hang heavy. Inhale for the halfway lift. Slide your hands up your shins to your knees. Gaze out a few inches. Exhale, forward fold. Hands to your mat. Just step back to downward facing dog. Skip the chaturanga, the vinyasa flow. Just come back to downward facing dog. Good. Take 3 more breaths. Press the mat away. Don't worry if the heels are touching the floor or not. Just let where you are, let that be enough. Good. Breathe to the sides of the body. Take another deep breath in and a deep breath out. Good. Tap your knees down. Come back to your tabletop position. And coming back onto our stomachs, this time we're going to set up for locust pose. So the chin is going to come to your mat. I'm just going to have my chin lifted so I can explain. Arms are going to come by your side so the palms will face down. Toes are going to point behind you just like the Sphinx pose. Tops of the feet press down and then leave a little bit of a gap between the legs. Okay. Shake your hips out side to side so you're going to lay nice and flat here. On your next inhale, begin to lift your head, lift your shoulders, lift your arms by the sides to float. And then if it feels okay, begin to lift the toes. Good. And then gazing out in front of you, lift through the collarbones here. Lengthen through your spine. Last breath. The exhale takes you back down. Take the palms back down by the sides. Chin will rest. Feel free to bend the knees, rock side to side again, releasing the lower back and the hips. And then if you have the legs lifted, just bring them back down. We're going to set up for the locust pose again with the strap. So now taking your strap towards the back, Take the strap in the hands shoulder width. Okay, return the chin back down. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Okay, very slowly inhale, lift your head, lift your shoulders, and let the arms float back. And then the feet will rise. And then feeling the fingers pushing all the way towards the heels here. Good, so you're gonna feel a lift in your chest. Take another deep breath in. Your exhale takes you back out slowly. Take your strap off to the side. Arms are just gonna rest at the top. Rock the legs back and forth a couple of times. Good, slowly come to a tabletop position, palms underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your hips. Coming into a couple cat-cows. Inhale, lift your heart, lift your tailbone, let the belly drop. And the exhale rounds that spine, tuck the tailbone, gaze towards the thighs. Good, just move with your breath. Feel the fluidity in the spine. Last one. Good. Slowly start to come into a seated position. We're going to come into cow face arms. I'm just going to show this the first time facing away just so I can show. We're going to use a strap here. Okay, so taking the strap over the right shoulder, right hand is at the top of the strap. Right elbow is pointing to the ceiling. Left hand can grab anywhere on the strap. It can be towards the hips. It can be further up. Maybe the hands are touching. Okay, and then root the sit bones down so you're sitting, rooting through the ground, and then pulling the strap away from each other. So you're going to create a little bit of resistance in the arms. Take another deep breath in and a deep breath out. Good, slowly take it over to the other side. Left hand is on top. Right hand can grab anywhere on the strap. This side might be totally different. Maybe you can touch hands here. Maybe the hands have to be really far apart. And that's okay. Let that be part of your exploration here with your practice. So now pulling the strap away from the hands away from each other with the strap, have that elbow pointed to the ceiling, making sure you're sitting up nice and straight, head is leaning back just a little bit. Take another deep breath in. Good, slowly come back out. Coming into those seated side body stretches. So the right hand's gonna come off to the side, left hand's gonna come overhead. Breathe through the whole left side body. Maybe the gaze comes towards the ceiling, or you can come out towards the front. Gentle bend to the elbow, deepening the stretch. And slowly take it over to the other side. Good, coming back out of your pose, we're gonna come to lay on our backs for the final pose, Shavasana. And the feet can be on the ground with the knees bent, or you can take the legs nice and long. The hands by the side. Take a moment to see which one feels better. Okay, and then rock the hips side to side. So you're sitting nice and, so you're laying nice and flat here on the mat. And close the eyes, let the shoulders relax, let the feet relax off to the sides. Let the breath return back to its natural pattern. Let the body fully relax. We'll stay here for 2 minutes. to bring awareness back into the breath. Start to deepen it a little bit deeper. And a little bit of movement back into the fingers and the toes, the ankles and the wrists. Take the knees in towards the chest, rocking side to side in the lower back. And then coming to lay on your right side, use your top hands. Start to come all the way up into a seated position, facing the front of the room. Take the hands in towards prayer. Take it to the third eye. And bow as we say Namaste. Thank you for taking this class with me. If you enjoyed this class, like, comment, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And I'll see you next time. Bye.